Well, Matt Kuchar sure does love Muirfield Village. Friday at the 18th hole, Matt's 9th of the day. The 2013 winner here at Muirfield Village used his knowledge of the course to knock his approach close to the hole. Matt would go on to birdie the 18th, then tack on a few more birdies on the front 9. And he shares the lead heading to the weekend at the Memorial Tournament presented by Nationwide.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
Jason Day backed up his Thursday 66 with a second round 71, 7 under par through 36 holes, the best he's been at the halfway point at this event since 2010. Before Jordan Spieth teed off on Friday, he was already 10 shots back of the lead. Jordan would cut that margin to 6 after an afternoon 68. Rory McIlroy rounds out the top 3 who are playing this week here in the official World Golf Ranking. Friday, Rory was better than the top 2, a 66, as McIlroy just 5 shots back. And we welcome you to our perch to the left of the 14th fairway. I'm Steve Sands, pleased to be alongside David Duvall and Columbus native John Cook, the Ohio State University in the late 70s, 3-time a first-team All-American. Let's go to the highlights, guys, and there were tons of highlights, more low scores to pass along to you. Let's begin with the world's #1 player, also a guy who lives in the area, Jason Day. John, 15th hole par 5, third shot.
Yeah, second shot in the right bunker, but no problem for Jason Day. His short game has just been spot on for the last year and a half or so. Easy birdie for Jason.
To 7 under. 18th hole now, David, par 4, third shot again from the bunker.
Yeah, not the best spot to be. You can see he's less than happy with that effort. However, he threw it up behind the hole. It would just slowly creep back down the hill, leaving him a ticklish little putt down the slope, throw it out to the right, just get it started, and he'd save his par.
Yeah, the good players, they always get themselves out of trouble like Day did right there. All right, let's move along now to Rory McIlroy at the 8th, par 3. He's putting for birdie. Putting, interesting to watch him putt this week, John.
Yeah, he's back to the normal way of putting. Feels like he has better pace. He needed pace on that, went right in the center. You got to let that high line and then let it drift on down the hill. Beautiful putt there on the 8th hole.
Conventional birdie right there with the putter. Jordan Spieth playing alongside. Here he is at the 9th.
It's just a wedge down the hill, something we've grown awful accustomed to seeing Jordan Spieth do. Beautiful golf shot, easy tap in.
To 2 under par goes Jordan. Now Spieth at the 10th hole. It's a par 4. Here's his second shot. Again, we see another bunker shot.
Yeah, from the left fairway bunker there at 10. Not a bad place as long as that face of that bunker didn't come into play. Just a nice 6-iron up the hill. These fairway bunkers are easy to play out of, David, if you don't have a lip in your way. So pretty conventional.
Another birdie to 3 under. How about McIlroy putting for birdie at 10?
Big swinger down the hill. He talked about getting better feel, going back to a conventional grip, and he needed all of it there, showing that streakiness he has with the putter.
To 6 under par goes McIlroy. Now at the 11th, it's a par 5, third shot here for Rory.
Yeah, and over the green in 2. Chops it out of that high cabbage in the back of the green, just lets the slope take it down the hill. Very well judged.
He would make that birdie putt to move to 7 under par at that point. Now let's go back to Jordan Spieth at the 13th. It's a par 4. He's putting for birdie.
After a good approach shot, putting it in the perfect position, all he's got to do is make sure he keeps up the speed on the putt, and he does it.
To 4 under par goes Jordan. Now at the 14th, also a par 4. Here's Jordan's second shot.
Just in the first cut of rough, maybe a little bit out of position, but 103 yards. Just got to play it underneath the hole, get it to the front part of the green, let it release. Perfect leave, 4 feet right underneath the hole, right. No problem for Jordan.
He would handle that birdie putt, moves to 5 under par. Now at 15, he's putting for eagle from a long ways away, David.
This is where he was so incredibly excellent last year, all through 2015. He's going to need all of his prowess right here. And are you kidding? This has got to go in. Oh, couldn't hit a better putt without holing it.
He would end up making the birdie putt on the way back. So if you take another look, oh, the reaction from the crowd. He wanted it. As did Jordan and his caddy, Michael Greller. Look at Jordan. Oh, he thought for a second it was going in.
Buckeye Nation loving the scarlet and gray Jordan's got on today.
I knew you were going to get that in somewhere. Okay, now at 18, putting for birdie.
after a beautiful iron shot up the hill on 18. Didn't quite give it enough pace. You got to be a little careful with that, but didn't give it quite enough room, not enough pace.
One of the great things about this event, year in, year out, the best players in the world always seem to come to Muirfield Village, and they all seem to perform very, very well. There's a comparison through 2 days of numbers 1, 2, and 3 in the official World Golf Ranking. After their rounds, all three of them spoke.
I should have shot past 75, higher than 75 today. I really should have shot over that, because if I didn't have my short game, there was no way I would have shot. It would have been close to 80. It was bad. It was bad. It is what it is. You know, to be able to walk off a 1 under par instead of shooting something way over par and getting yourself out of contention, getting yourself out of the tournament, I'm actually quite pleased with it, because even though I'm sitting, 5 or 6 back right now, hopefully it stays around that. Then I can just hopefully slowly build on that over the weekend, because a lot of golf to be played. Sunday's going to play tough with the wind and the rain, and obviously we got tomorrow as well with some weather, but we'll see how it goes.
I felt like I putted nicely. I feel like my pace has been a little bit better, which is something that I wanted to work on after the last few weeks. I felt like with left hand though, my pace wasn't very good on the greens, and I feel like this week so far it has been pretty good, and that's an improvement, so I'm happy with that.
Tough start, 2 over through 6 outside the cut line, but really rallied. 6 birdies in the last 12 holes. That's 1 every couple holes. That's a nice ratio out here. Nice to hit some fairways, and when I didn't, I was still able to have the ball on the green, so I felt like I had enough chances to get in the rhythm with the putter.
All right, along with all the golf fans watching on TV, the three of us were wowed by what we saw this afternoon, especially on the 17th hole. Let's go back to 17. Seems like just a regular par 4, but the way Jordan played it and the way Rory played it, it was anything but normal. Here's Spieth on the tee with a 3-wood.
And it wasn't like this all day, but we have to show how they both played this hole. This is 3-wood off the tee, big flare to the right. You know what's over there? Not much good. Out of bounds, high rough, trees, ugly.
All right, now here's Rory, David, with a driver.
Just taking advantage of it. Wide open here. You heard Jordan even say he hit it 75 yards right. Well, Rory hits it 23 yards further than anybody else off the 17th tee today. Right down the middle of the fairway. You couldn't place it any better than that.
So he blisters one, is in position A. Jordan, however, just trying to get out of trouble.
Yeah, he's just trying to get it past Rory's drive. He's just trying to get it down there somewhere he can hit a 3rd shot from. He managed to get it by Rory's drive.
All right, so
Not
Jordan
by a lot.
puts it out there.
Not by
now
much.
McIlroy, this has got to be a green light here, David.
Absolutely. He's firing a wedge right behind the hole. Bring it back just a little bit. Looks like it's going to be an easy birdie for Rory.
All right, leaves himself a little bit of distance there with that birdie putt. Now Jordan's 3rd.
Jordan now trying to get it inside. Rory again. 91 yards, spins it back. Just barely got it inside him. Okay.
Now, this is not Sunday singles at the Ryder Cup at Hazeltine on October 2nd here. Here's McIlroy now for birdie.
It's not. And this putt never had a chance. You can see never had the line, never had the pace. He's like, you've got to be kidding me. I just drove it all the way down there, wedged it close.
We bring up the Ryder Cup because if this was match play, John, you would really be banging your head with the putter.
And what more would you expect from Jordan just saying, looking over at Rory going, tie.
What'd you make there, Rory?
Can you imagine having that hole after hitting a drive like that? How frustrating would that be?
How much more distance did Jordan cover on that hole? I mean, way this way. He played a 500-plus yard hole.
All right, now we've seen numbers 1, 2, and 3. Let's go to the top of the leaderboard. Matt Kuchar. Matt Kuchar had a great year in 2013 here, and he's playing well again through 36 holes. Let's go to the 17th. Here's Matt.
12 feet, putting back down the hill. 12 feet for birdie. Right in the center.
All right, so Kuchar just kind of going about his way. Now, here he is at the 8th.
Yeah, if there's ever a green light flag on the 8th, it's the front pin position. The green's fairly wide, playing down the hill, so it's going to play less than normal. No more than an 8-iron for these players. Stiffs it up there inside 8 feet.
All right, so Kuchar is in at 12 under par, 1 shot short of the 36-hole mark as far as low scores at the halfway point of the Memorial Tournament. Now Brendan Steele is bunkered.
One of the most improved players on tour in the last 5-6 years. I mean, he was playing the Golden State Tour about 7 years ago, and he's here just playing well every single week.
Another putt here for Brendan.
right in the center. One thing, he went from the long putter, the belly putter, to the conventional, and he's been putting great.
He has made 0 bogeys all week long on the front 9, so Brendan Steele expect him to get off to a fast start on Saturday when they all tee off on the first. Emiliano Grillo has made his way to the first page of the leaderboard after a Friday 66. Gary Woodland, the long-hitting Gary Woodland, taking advantage of those par 5s once again. He also enters the weekend just 1 shot back. Let's go back to the top of that leaderboard. You see the name Matt Kuchar? He spent some time after his second round with Todd Lewis.
No bogeys in his opening round, just 1 bogey today, and you combine that with 13 birdies here. Just how well, in your mind, have you been playing these last 2 days?
It's been good golf. It's nice. It's been kind of the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. It's been really good, steady, solid golf. Today there were a lot of great shots. I had a couple 3-woods on my second 9 and the end of the par 5s, and just really pleased. It's not often where 3-wood comes off just right, and to watch a long club just be struck perfectly and fly, it was fun. I just had to sit back and go, that was quite enjoyable, and the game's really been good. It's been a fun couple days, and I'm looking forward to a fun weekend as well.
You mentioned your recent trend. You've got 4 top 10s in your last 5 starts. Simply, what has clicked for you over the last few weeks?
I feel like I've kind of put it all together. It's the tough thing and the great thing about the game of golf is there's so many facets of the game, so many pieces that need to come together to really play well, and it seems like some weeks the putter's hot, but the driver's not. And to get them all clicking is great, and it feels like everything's kind of on good form now.
It was in good form. We'll see you on the weekend, Matt.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, so Matt Kuchar spending some time there with Todd Lewis. Now, 70.18 career scoring average here at Muirfield Village. That's the best of anybody in the history of the tournament. And since 2009, he is 31 strokes better than Jim Furyk, which is remarkable.
I think he likes this place, Steve.
Yeah. And again, once again, he did win here back in 2013. We have plenty more to come here on Golf Central, including, did Ricky Fowler make the cut? Got off to a bad start on Thursday, made a push to the weekend on Friday. And Phil Mickelson, walking the fairways, has a chance to pick up another tour win this weekend.
Golf Central is brought to you by the new Titleist AP irons. Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.